It's big dog season, and you can't stay still because you want it. Talk that talk, George. You still scraping your plate because you're hungry. Talk that talk.
Today, Georgia's governor signed a law designed to stop squatters. Channel 2 Action News led the way investigating problems with squatters across Metro Atlanta, ultimately spurring lawmakers to act. And Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray is live at the state capitol. Justin, the new law closes the very loophole that you exposed.
Yeah, we've shown you how squatters counted on the fact that they could stay in a home for months and months without any consequences. That changed here today.
Problem is, the squatters have figured out ways to circumvent the law.
But with the stroke of a pen in a closed-door ceremony, Governor Kemp changed that law to try to put a stop to Georgia's squatters.
We're addressing that by increasing the penalties, also speeding up the time frame to get these individuals out of the houses.
Hey, sir, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2. Are you selling a squatter home right here? You got the keys? It was our exclusive Channel 2 Action News undercover investigation in February that clearly exposed how the squatters are taking advantage of laws designed to protect tenants, even bragging on Instagram how police can't do anything to get you out. Instead, it goes to a months-long civil court eviction process.
The company owners will come out, so will the police. The police will tell you it's a civil matter. It's nothing they can do about it. Squatters' right.
The Georgia Squatter Reform Act changes that. Now law enforcement must cite squatters criminally for trespassing, and that starts a clock ticking.
So they have no documentation. They'll be out in 3 days.
State Representative Devin Seabaugh sponsored the bill. Under the new law, if the suspected squatter presents a lease, the case goes before a magistrate judge within 7 days. A fake lease adds an extra felony charge.
These are criminals that know exactly what they're doing, and they're taking advantage of the loophole that we had in our law, and we've corrected that.
For more than a year, Channel 2 Action News reported a series of squatter investigations that lawmakers and policymakers cited as they drafted this legislation.
There is a problem. It's the WSB investigation.
Often when they go there, they're facing a gun. And that's been covered in several Channel 2 stories.
Yeah, there was actually a website. I don't know if you saw the Channel 2 story.
So the days of sitting in that home for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, you believe are over?
I believe it's over, yeah.
It's a big win for Georgia.
It's a big win for all Georgians, and we're just excited we got it over the finish line.
And the bill went into effect the moment the governor signed that law today. And he also signed a second bill designed to help. It allows any law enforcement who's off duty to be hired to serve evictions, taking the burden off marshals and sheriffs, again, designed to speed up this process. Reporting live at the state capitol, Justin Gray, Channel 2 Action News.
Good morning. Today is Saturday, April 27th. The year is 2024. Georgia has a new law against squatting now that was signed by Governor Kemp to prevent people from moving into someone's home illegally, taking over the house, and effectively squatting in the house that they don't belong or they don't have a rental agreement with. Or I've never understood how people could just decide, well, I'm gonna move into this house. I used to build and renovate houses, and I've only had that situation happen to me twice. And in both instances, I went right into that house and put them people right out that damn house. I did not call 911. I did not attempt to barter with these people. I did in there and said, okay, y'all getting out. And put that stuff right out on the street. I'm a little bit different, John. I don't give a fuck about no damn law. You didn't move into my house illegally. And after I had those issues with those houses, I put a person in the house to watch the house. But yeah, we had that happen twice. And they went in there alone, maybe overnight or a day or two before I got in there and put their hands right on that before we realized someone had moved in there with their personal belongings. Now, as rents have skyrocketed here in Atlanta, and There are not a lot of available apartments or homes with rents that people can afford, or, in my opinion, you have a bunch of people who are looking for an opportunity to have something for free. They don't want to work for it. They just don't want to work for it, y'all. I don't care what nobody say. These niggas don't want to work. Whoever it is that are these people, black, white, whatever, they don't want to work and they want something for free. As you can see in the news report, this white guy devised a way for you to move into a home. He even set up a website where you can find a house, pay him a fee. He gives you a key to it. How he obtains the key, who knows. And you move in there illegally. Now, the people doing this know they're not supposed to be in these houses. And this problem has been going on in Georgia now for years. People move into houses, taking them over, and the owner having to take them to court and fight to get them out of these houses. I'm not, but myself, like I said, happened to us. We went there and threw them folks out, and that was the end of that. But some people, I guess, don't necessarily. Will this law work? I hope it does work because, first off, because rents are so high now. And, I'm trying to make sense of all this. The cost of a home is very expensive. The cost of rent is sky high. People got to have some place to live. So I guess they decide, well, I'm just going to take over this place and move in here. I don't have a lease. I don't own it. I don't know the owner. But I'm going to move in here in the middle of the night, and I'm going to make it my home. I'm going to live here until they end up going to court to put you out. And I know it's unfortunate, but I've seen the news reports of people fighting to get people out of their homes. And it's not just in Georgia, it's going on nationwide. I don't know whether laws they have in other states to eliminate this issue, but this is a great law that Governor Kemp has now signed, because now you don't have to be worried. There was a story a few months ago of a lady who went on vacation, came back to her locks changed, and someone had moved into her house. She was only gone for just a week or two on vacation. And they realized that somebody might have been stalking her place, who knows. But when she came back, her locks was changed, and the police said there was nothing we can do. These people just moved into my home while I'm on vacation. God opened up that door and threw them niggas out. That's what I would have done. Them niggas would have been gone that day. Sometimes they're just calling the police for what? You niggas, this is burglary. This is robbery. This is these people in my house without my permission. They done broke into your house. They're actually burglars inside my house. And that's what she should have reported to. Said burglars inside my house. So I wouldn't be calling no police anything. We had a guy my gun and went on there and told them to get the fuck out of my damn house. Somebody would have died that day in that house. But like I said, I've had this problem twice. In 2 homes I had just purchased. And we were moving a little bit slow, but once the houses had been empty for a while when I purchased them, and the next thing we know, somebody was in there, we went in and moved their shit right on up out of there to the curb. And that was the end of that. So hopefully this new law will prevent this type of stuff from happening. Now, I meant to read the law, see what it says. But this law should have been on the books decades ago, y'all. This has literally been going on for years. I remember there was some type of organization 10, 15 years ago, and they would move into these houses and say that they were American citizens and they taking it over, and it was just all kinds of crazy shit going on. And I do know of people who had to go through this stuff. Most time these houses are vacant and up for rent, or maybe the house is vacant because it's about to be renovated or under renovation or something. Now, and I always tell people, put cameras around your house. I have cameras all over my home, alarm system. If anybody's walking towards this house, my phone begins to tingle, and I need to put a few more cameras. There's a couple of blind spots over here. And I got this, I don't know, but I didn't throw that thing away. I know anybody who installed alarm systems, let me know, because I'm about to move away from this Comcast, and I'm sick of paying $400 a month for Comcast. And just basically, I'm just paying for the use of the camera system in that app, so I can turn on the cameras and look. So I have Ring and I have Comcast, but I'm gonna keep the Ring because it's free. And maybe that's what I just need to do, is put a bunch of Ring cameras around this damn house. and I gotta get rid of this Comcast. I'm tired of paying this Comcast for it. It's just too expensive, and there's no, this shit gotta go. But there is a new law in the books, so y'all should feel much safer now when you go out to Cancun. And the crazy part is, and I hate to say this, but the vast majority of these people are squatting these houses is happening in South Fulton County. A lot of those houses down in South Fulton County are owned by corporations who are trying to rent these houses out. So as they're waiting to get a tenant inside the house, someone sees the house being listed on some website, maybe, and then they go in there, get access to the house, make a copy of the key, or maybe change the locks to the house, and then these people illegally move into these homes. And they have a lot of this going on in South Fulton County. I can imagine it's happening everywhere. But a lot of it in South Fulton County, in the city of Fairburn, College Park, all those areas where all these corporations have purchased these homes who should never have bought these homes in the first place, making these neighborhoods unaffordable for people who want to live there. Like I said, I have a friend yesterday, he just bought a house. He's buying a house, or he closed on it for $500,000. Expensive house in an area that is questionable to me. So, y'all, you got a lot of poor people out here suffering. I see it every day. You know, I live out here in the burbs now, and it's very peaceful and quiet. And I don't see the homeless people. I don't see a lot of the riffraff. I don't see a lot of stuff that's going on that I see when I drive back into the city. But when I drive back into the city of Atlanta, and some of the stuff that I see, it's heartbreaking. My old home that I used to live in the old 4th Ward is up for sale now. In 1998, I paid $335,000 for that house in 1998. That house is now on the market for $2 million. Now, this is the old 4th Ward. And the old 4th Ward is still, on certain streets, still kind of sketchy over there. They want $2 million for that house. It's on the market. You can look it up, 577 Rankin Street. And yeah, I don't know how long it's been on the market. But if I'm correct, it started off at $2.5 million, and they just reduced it down to under right at under $2 million, $2.5 million now. But the reason why I brought that up is because these houses have reached astronomical prices. The cost of rent, housing, and on top of that, with the higher interest rates, jobs not paying the type of money they should pay. And this is how we end up with all these poor people squatting in these houses. They have nowhere to go. They might have a housing voucher and they can't get it approved to rent a house. Their backs are against the wall. And I'm not saying that this is right what these people are doing. I just tell you what's going on. I see it. And I'm not stupid. I see what's going on in this country. You got a whole lot of people living in poverty and no help nowhere to be found. I do think a lot of these people living in poverty just don't have no hustle in them. They don't know how to break the shackles and break free. I look at these, I see so many families just stuck. They don't know how to break free. Not only do they know, I don't think they know there's a way out. Maybe they don't. Maybe there isn't a way out, but we all know there is a way out. Stop having all these damn kids and they end up watching TV all day and smoking weed and doing drugs all night long. I don't know what to say. When I see some of the poverty that I've seen in the past few years, it is astounding to me. When I go into the LA Fitness Gym and work out, even way out here, I see those guys in there in the morning time, and I know they're homeless. They're in there showering and shaving. They came into the gym just to take care of basic stuff like that. Shower, shave, change your clothes. I see them big backpacks with all this stuff. You know, I'm not stupid. I see what's going on. I see it. And it's heartbreaking. You know, I just don't know what to say. You know, but there are a lot of people who are just not surviving the way we see all these homeless people. And like I say, even though where I'm at is kind of isolated because we don't have MARTA or a bus service over here, but just a few blocks, within a few miles from here, I see it. You know, I definitely see it at the gym up the street, the LA Fitness there. I see those guys in there showering and cleaning. I'm not, you know, they're just, and I see them when I'm leaving the gym. I see them walking across the parking lot. So, you know, maybe they're going to work someplace. Maybe they have a job someplace. I don't know. I've had a few friends of mine who were homeless over the years. I've had a couple of associates. I've had a few associates show up to Atlanta doing amazing things, got caught up on drugs and drinking and partying and lost everything and were living in their cars. I've seen this repeatedly. Oh, about a week ago, I went to go meet a friend and drop a package off to him, a client. And he offered me something. He was like, Walter, you got to try this. And I was like, what is it? He said, it's called ketamine or something like that, some drug. He's like, oh, when you get home, you'll relax, just take this and turn on some music and it'll help you relax. And I was thinking, what is it? I've heard of ketamine, but I know that, I think it was a horse tranquilizer. I meant to look it up. And I was sitting there staring with him. He gave me these pills. I took them pills and I said, okay, put them in my pocket and drove out, threw that shit in the trash. I'm not taking that. And this is not the first time this individual has attempted to give me drugs or say, oh man, you got to hang out with us, but you're going to have to do some, some drugs and stuff. Ketamine, Molly, I don't have time for that shit, y'all. If y'all wish to do that, knock yourself out. That ain't for me. I'll be very honest with you. The only experience I've had with drugs is a few years back. Somebody gave me a brownie. I think it was marijuana brownie, edible. Worst experience ever. I ain't touched one since. No, thank you. That was just, I ate the whole damn thing, not knowing. I didn't like the way that was a Friday night too. I remember that whole Friday, Saturday, that whole weekend was ruined by that one stupid brownie I ate, and that was enough for me. I haven't touched one since. I know a lot of friends and associates do all these drugs, marijuana, coke, meth, whatever. Y'all knock yourselves out because I have seen and I know how it ends. Like I said, I know a couple people who came to Atlanta for business opportunities. They got here, they were doing well, and they got so caught up in these drugs, these partying, they end up in a homeless shelter. They end up living in their cars. And one of them has the nerve, he moved to another state a few years back, and he's doing so great. And he's like, well, I'm coming back to Atlanta. And I was thinking, well, why are you coming back here? I didn't say anything to him about that, but I was sure, he's like, I got everything back together, and I'm coming back to Atlanta. Why? In my head, I'm just thinking, I don't think that's a good idea. You done went through all that mess. And when you were here for years, you finally get out of here, you get yourself back together. You were living in your car. You were one of the guys showering at the LA Fitness. I remember this stuff. You got the fuck up out of Atlanta. I've been gone for a couple of years now. You back, everything's going great. He's in Ohio someplace. He's in Cleveland, Ohio. Now you want to come back to Atlanta? I don't think that's a good idea. Myself personally, I think you need to stay the fuck away from this place. But I ain't say nothing because people grown and I'm going to get into folks. Hey, I just don't say nothing no more. I just say, oh, okay. I don't think that's a good idea. Yep. But anyway, there's a new law. Change is coming to Georgia. if you in the people squatting in these houses and had to get their asses about these houses, I hate to think like this, y'all, but these niggas don't want to work, y'all. They don't want to hustle. They don't want to do shit. They don't. They just want to lay up someplace for free and do drugs all day and party and live like wild animals. It's sad. I've seen it. You know, I can see these guys, and I'm not saying that everyone who's squatting in these houses, but you moved into a house illegally. You knew when you moved in there that you had not signed a lease, that you went in there in an attempt to stay in someone's home that they don't even know you there. Illegally, you moved into this house, hoping that, it would be nice to see more housing for low-income people being built. But these housing projects have become such a huge breeding ground for crime and violence in Atlanta, they shut them all down. And in many cases, they have not rebuilt none of them. They rebuilt some of them, but the vast majority of these housing projects they tore down in Atlanta, they have been gone they are empty lots and been empty for over 20 years. Now I know why. Because they knew they couldn't rebuild that shit until they had to let generations of them damn poor, poverty-stricken Negroes pass away. So they can try to rebuild it and build something better, and hopefully they won't run back that direction. But this new law should eliminate this problem. It should have been on the books decades ago. I can't believe it took this long. Now, and there's another issue here, too, in Georgia, that you had to steal people's houses here. Be careful, because they know how to steal your house, too. That's another issue. That's another major problem that's happening here in Georgia, where they're illegally obtaining people's houses through deed fraud, and in many instances, people are being put out of their own home. I've seen story after story. In fact, I'm going to do a video about that, because this is very concerning to me, and how you can protect yourself from this, because this housing thing is becoming real serious here in the United States. People looking for a place to live by any means necessary. And you got some no-limit soldiers out there that will steal your house and do all kinds of shit. And they have not changed any of the laws pertaining to deed fraud in the state of Georgia, and they need to do that next. Because people I'm going to have to do some videos on this, because y'all may not even understand what's going on here in Georgia with these people illegally stealing and selling people's houses, and they still live in the houses. They're doing a lot of crazy shit here in Georgia. And I'm sure it's happening nationwide, where in states where they don't have laws to protect you from it. I think Georgia's some of these laws here are a little outdated here. But now they got this law in place to stop the squatting that's in that problem. But now they need to tackle the deed fraud that's going on, where people are stealing people's houses from folks, stealing them and putting them out on the streets. So anyway, well, today is Saturday. I'm going to take these dogs to get groomed, and I'm going to the gym. I'm going to keep moving. So I'm going to do a quick video real quick. It's 9 o'clock now, and have a little coffee. Let's try to keep going so I can get back here. I got other stuff I need to do. Today it is Saturday, April 27th. The year is 2024. I'm out. I look forward to reading y'all's comments out, and have a wonderful, beautiful Saturday.